I'm Sergeant Travis Griffith with the San Angelo Police Department. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to give an update in regards to Monday, September 28th fatality crash. If you don't know, that San Angelo lost an 87-year-old Jesse Hernandez in a terrible crash that occurred near Upton and Schroeder. It was a hit-and-run crash, and we're looking for any information on the suspect. For San Angelo, this is a big deal, and we want to make sure that we get any information we can to the detectives. Detectives are working hard overnight, doing everything they can. The main thing we're looking for is a white SUV. It's going to be approximately manufactured in the last 10 years. Believes to be a longer version, extended version. We have some facts that tend to believe that it could be possibly a expedition, maybe an EL version. So if you have that, any information on that vehicle, it was between the hours of 8:30 Monday night and 9:30 is what we're looking for come and go traffic. We have what little information we have is that, and so we're asking the public for any information that during that time frame to review video. Anywhere is in between. To the west would be Main Street, and to the east would be St. John's. To the north side would be Ricks Boulevard, and then down below that would be Harris. Anywhere in that area, so if you live in that neighborhood, we're asking that you take a look at your videos, and during that time frame on Monday, September 28th, between 8:30 and 9:30. And if you can provide that, go to our Facebook. We have a way to upload that information straight to the detectives. If you want to remain anonymous, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 658-HELP. You can also download the P3 app and utilize that platform to leave a tip. And lastly, if you are the individual that's responsible for this, I understand that you've made a bad mistake and you can't make up for what happened, but you can start to make up for the circumstances after the fact. You can start bringing closure to the Hernandez family, okay? And you can start making amends as best you can. If you know the person that did this, don't be complacent. If you don't want anybody to know that you gave this information, you can use Crime Stoppers. You can contact that, and no one will ever know that you provided the information, and you can help start bringing closure to the Hernandez family. So, again, white SUV, manufactured in the last 10 years. Front end damage is what we're suspecting, and any information you can contact the San Angelo Police Department, Crime Stoppers, or leave it through Nixle. Is there any questions?
What has the police department learned since the incident, the initial investigation at the crash scene?
So, as expected with cases like this, we're seeing a lot of tips that are coming in. We're running down a lot of tips, and we're have to vet that off the facts that we know. So we're constantly getting those tips in. We thank the public for that, because without those tips, we wouldn't be able to get anywhere right now.
So you have received some tips?
We have received a large number of tips, and we're hoping that some of those pan out, but we're continuing to look to see that what it's based off of the facts and the time frames, and if you are not sure if you should give a tip, right? If you're concerned that maybe you're not for sure, you're not quite, you're on the fence about it, you can leave that tip to us, and we'll investigate. That's what we do.
Speak to for the Hernandez family. What part of the family is still here in San Angelo, and what kind of contact has the police had with them?
I won't get into a lot of the details because I don't have the permission to talk about that, but I have spoken to some family, and I will say that they are still here, and I can say that we've had some family members reach out, even from out of state, just kind of thanking us for our current drive to move forward and getting this taken care of. And here's the thing, we have to come in. They lost a loved one, right? So we'd be praying for them, praying for the circumstances they're going through, and understand that anytime San Angelo loses somebody like this, and it's a tragic situation, that if nothing else, if you don't know anything, you're sitting here watching this, you can say a prayer, you can have a moment of silence, whatever it is that you do, and I guarantee you that family's going to appreciate that.
One more thing, and for people who are not up on what happened with the crash, what were the weather? Was it daytime, nighttime? What was the circumstances of the crash?
Yeah, it was just dark, right around dark. You know, it was at 9 o'clock on Monday night.
So the sun had just set.
Yes, sir. It was already, I'd say pushing dusk, yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir. And it was a normal evening, kind of about like this, just a little bit darker. And that's kind of about where we're sitting at.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Was there any witnesses on scene that can recall anything that happened that day?
So witnesses are lacking. We do have a few, but we're not going to get off into keep them. The anonymity there is important.
And then can you just tell us about whereabouts the surveillance video are you guys looking for?
Yeah, so again, we're looking for surveillance video that's anywhere around the location of the crash, but specifically we're looking from anywhere, if you're looking on a map, anywhere from Main Street, which would be the furthest border to the west, all the way to St. John's, which would be the furthest border to the east. The north border of that would be Rick's Drive up near Producers Park, and the south would be Harris Avenue, which is what leads kind of going to the police station.
One question. With the reward and everything, do you guys see more tips coming in because of that being put out there?
I hope so. So Crime Stoppers is an organization that helps law enforcement, and they're able to provide funds to those that give tips anonymously. We've also had a local businessman, which I'd like to highlight, is that he didn't want to list his name or company, but he's offered a $500 reward on top of Crime Stoppers. Again, I think this hits close to home for our community.